Hi, welcome to the Power to Overcome channel. I am Paula Andriessen and I am from the Netherlands. And I felt prompted for quite some time to start my own YouTube channel and to share my experiences with people. And it took me a while because, it was scary, but here I am. And I was wondering, do you know that when you have faith, even if it's just very small, you can make miracles happen? That you will be able to have the power to overcome everything? I know we hear and say it a lot that with God, nothing is impossible. And I know most of us truly believe that until it is about you and about something you are struggling with. Then you often think something like, that will never happen. God doesn't listen to me. I'm not worth it. I wish I could, but I just can't. And you probably know the things that we tell ourselves to keep things from happening. But one thing is for sure, if we don't believe it, it's never going to happen. We as humans are the ones that are limiting ourselves. And if it was up to God, He would reach out to us, even if we would be in the depth of hell, and He would take us straight to heaven. But it doesn't work that way. And through this, I really can see His love for us because what He does, if we reach out to Him for help, even if it's in a simple prayer or even a crying out, He will come down to where we are and takes us to where we are comfortable. He doesn't take us too far because we may not handle that. He takes us as far as we want to go. And everyone has its own level. And so he takes us, each of us, to our own level without judgment, full of love. And the moment we are ready to go to the next step, he's there again and ready to take us there. So that means that we have to reach out to him and let him know that we are ready because God will never push us or force us to go further. He does urge us sometimes uh, in lots of different ways to put like people on our path or circumstances to help us uh, to change or to go closer. But if we don't take those hints, if we don't take any steps, then we can just stay where we are. And though there are consequences, of course, there's all of our actions are consequences, both good or bad. But and at times it might even hurt him. Yet he still is there with his arms stretched out to gather us like chickens. And if we have that faith or trust in him and that to be able to put our lives into his hands, then he will take us to unknown heights. And then things will happen in our lives that we never would even imagine that was possible. Now, now we're back at faith. That's where we started. And I want you to know that if you have faith, even as small as a mustard seed, you will be able to move mountains. Here in Holland, we always joke that the Dutch people back then had a lot of faith because all the mountains are gone. Anyway, I guess this was about actual mountains because we know that Enoch also has moved the mountains. It says in Moses 7, verse 13. And so great was the faith of Enoch that he led the people of God, and their enemies came to battle against them. And he spake the word of the Lord, and the earth trembled, and the mountains fled, even according to his command. So Enoch had a lot of faith that he was able to move an actual mountain. But we also have our own mountain, our personal mountains, don't we? And those could be anything from financial problems, physical diseases, disabilities, mental health issues, problems with at work or with your education, grief over a loved one, childhood traumas, addictions, LGBTQ issues, abuse in any way, you name it. These are all mountains that we might have to deal with. And a lot of these issues, though some mountains might be a bit smaller, but can be really high. And especially with the high mountains, we might feel overwhelmed and feel that we will never be able to overcome them. Well, I would like to show you here on my YouTube channel, which is called The Power to Overcome, that through faith and the help of our Heavenly Father and our personal actions, we will be able to move mountains. I myself had some pretty high mountains. And for my full story, I'd like to direct you to the Comeback podcast, where I told my story in 2024. And the link will be in the description below this video. Because one of the mountains I had was homosexual feelings. And as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, having homosexual feelings, it was really difficult for me. When I was 21 in 1990, I served a mission in Utah, Salt Lake City. And oh my, I love my mission. I love the Lord. I had a strong testimony of the full truthfulness of the gospel. And when I came back, I had to make a decision between being a member of the church or living a homosexual lifestyle, because it was really difficult for me. And I decided that I wanted to overcome these feelings and do everything in my power to do so. And if it then didn't work, then I would leave the church, because for me, I knew that it was not possible to live a celibate life. And I also didn't want to get married when I still had these feelings, because I didn't want to hurt. And yeah, I was afraid to hurt more people, because I had seen that with people around me. And so I went to the Lord. I studied the scriptures and went into therapy and did all the things I did to finally be able to overcome my homosexual feelings. And I wrote it down in my book called The Power to Overcome Everything. And a lot of my story you can also hear on the Comeback podcast. Also, I want to use this channel to share my experiences with you, and because I want you to know that with God and with faith, nothing is impossible. And even homosexual feelings can be overcome. But it was not easy. And it took more for me than just getting on my knees and pleading to Heavenly Father to take these feelings away from me. I had to go deep. I had to go to the roots. I had to listen to his inspiration and act on them. I had to change myself. I had to increase my faith. I had to be willing and humble. And I had to swallow my pride quite often. And I had to sacrifice. At some point, even someone who to me felt like the love of my life of that at that point, and also had to sacrifice some friends and a lifestyle. And I want you to know that it was all worth it, totally worth it. Uh, but like I said, it is difficult. But I definitely could not have done that alone. I really had the help of my Heavenly Father, and He helped me to be able to increase my faith, because my faith was not uh, at a point that it would have done anything. Um, anyway, through this process, I also realized that the Lord meets you where you are and takes you as far as you are comfortable at that time. And when you're ready, then He will take you to the next step. And I noticed that that is something that continues to go that way. Every time we get a little step further and further. And even after I had given my interview on the Comeback podcast, I think that's when I grew even more than I had in the previous years before. And that's when I truly put my life in his hands, I guess. And I'm seeing things that I've never even imagined before. So it is such a great testimony to me, and I really want to share this with the world. I want everyone to be able to feel uh, strong, confident, full of Heavenly Father's love for us, because He knows us so well. He knows us intimately. He loves us so much, and He knows exactly what it is that we need. He knows you, and He knows what you need, and He's there to give it to you. And all we have to do is be open to that. Um, so this channel is not going to be about homosexuality. It's about miracles through faith. And I will use my personal experience to help you develop the faith that you need to be able to move your mountains. Because it doesn't matter what the mountain is, um, the recipe is the same. It's faith through and help of Heavenly Father to help us through it. And He will show us what it is that we need to do to be able to overcome things. And though overcoming doesn't always mean that everything is completely gone, it can also mean that you learned how to cope with things, or it can mean that the um, the weight of the problems is gone. And I actually went through all those stages. So, but it's very personal. It's a personal process between you and your Heavenly Father and whoever might be involved with you in this. Anyway, I will also not be the one talking all the time. I would really like to interview people who have and hear stories of people who have seen miracles through faith in any other way. So if you have um, a story that you'd like to share with us, please email me at the Power to Overcome channel at gmail.com. The email is also in the subscription description. Um, because I know that through the stories of other people, through the testimonies of other people, our own faith can grow, our own testimonies will grow, our own confidence will grow, and the love will grow. And so please share your story with us. Also, if you like my channel, uh, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with people, because I want the world to know that miracles still happen, that God is a God of miracles, and that He loves all of us and He wants to help us any way possible. And that the only way He can show His miracles if we have faith. And so I hope you will join me again here next time.